So hey, what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome back to our F1 2018 Audi career mode. So here we are on the F1 2018 season mod for the 2017 game. On the PC you can see we're going to be heading into the 4th round at Russia, the Russian Grand Prix at the Sochi Autodrome is it called? But we're in 5th place in the championship, joint points with Daniel Ricciardo. So it's getting pretty intense into team rival at the minute. You can see Vettel leading the way, Bottas is in 2nd, but Lewis Hamilton all the way down in 7th place. So that's just a quick overview of the season so far. So let's head into the Russian Grand Prix then. So we've come out on our track acclimatization program. So basically it's raining, so it's just started to rain, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to complete the track acclimatization on this compound. I tried to put it on the Inters, but the game wouldn't let me. It said this tyre compound is unavailable, which is pretty weird. So we'll have to see how this lap goes, but we might end up having to redo the program, but we'll have to wait and see. So we are actually doing okay on this first flying lap on our track acclimatization program. So it's not quite Inter's weather yet, which is probably why the game wouldn't let me, but it's very tricky out on track and it's very slippy as well. So but we're doing okay, we're getting the purple gate, so that's all that matters as long as we get the most R&D points out of this test program here in our first practice session. So we're going to come round the final corner, shouldn't be any problems coming into the final corner. I imagine it's a bit of a slow lap, but we'll see. Oh, we are on the soft tyres, Raikkonen's a second quicker, but it's only the track acclimatization and it's tricky weather conditions. So let's head back to the garage. I'll see what the weather's going to do in order to progress. So let's see, what other programs could we do? We could probably do the tyre management one. We'll see how we get on a tyre management one, but it might absolutely chuck it down. We might have to switch tyres on this program. So again, we'll see how we get on, but it seems to have cleared up actually. So we've got a good chance here, a good shot at getting some more R&D points for the Audi team here. Come around the final corner then, look how close we are to purple. Come on, yes, we got the purple just about. I would take that, and that's probably enough practice programs for me, to be honest. I think our car is pretty well developed. Let's return to the garage, see what other ones we do. Probably, actually, we'll go for the qualifying pace one. I'm not going to do all the programs because I find them really repetitive. So I've done this is the 3rd season on F1 2017 for me. So I'm getting pretty bored of these practice sessions all the time. So maybe for F1 2018, hopefully they'll vary them up a bit. But nonetheless, let's go for a qualifying practice. I'll always do a qualifying practice one. We need it before we head into qualifying. So let's head into this practice qualifying session then. Right, so there we go, we did it. We got fastest lap overall. We're 2.8 seconds faster than Kimi Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel. That doesn't mean a lot, it's only practice. It's only the first practice session as well. So let's head on into qualifying, feeling confident. Maybe we can challenge for pole position. Right, so we are heading out for our first flying lap in this qualifying session. I skipped a little bit into the session, so hopefully we will be able to put in decent lap time. So you can see we've got a bit of traffic, the track looking quite busy ahead of us, so got to watch out for that. So let's see what sort of lap times we can push for in today's qualifying. So Daniel Ricciardo sets a 35.7 in this qualifying session so far, so let's see what we can do compared to our teammate. Obviously he's a teammate, so we want to beat him here in this qualifying session. So when we come to the end of the first sector split, let's see what we can do then. We've got Perez just ahead of us, I believe it is. And we actually go purple by 0.4 of a second compared to our teammate. Obviously we've got the Ferraris and the Mercedes to come out on track, so let's carry on with this lap. So picking up the slipstream, we've got a clear Perez here. Why is he going defensive? Just let us get through, man. So hopefully that doesn't cost us too much time as we come heavy into this braking zone here, under the bridge. And let's see what we can do then for the rest of this lap. Come through this chicane. Oh, get a little lock up, a little track extension. Well, a little corner cut, but I don't think that's cancelled our lap. We'll have to wait and see as we come across the line. Around the final corner, Kimi goes 34.9. What can we do? 34.2. So I will take that. So I'm going to head back into the garage and we'll see whether that's enough to get us through. Wow, this is the only qualifying session. So let's see if it's enough for pole position. So taking a look at the timings, then we are currently 0.7 of a second out front. I mean, that's insane. That's insane. I mean, are we going to be able to keep it that much in the race? I don't know. I don't know. So that's it. We've taken pole position by 0.7 of a second. We've absolutely dominated this qualifying session. So let's see what we can do going into the race. So here we are on the grid, and as you can see, whenever we get pole position or get a surprise result, it starts to rain. So I haven't got a wet setup on. Hopefully it will dry up later in the race. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to, but it might. The only thing we could change is the front wing, but I'm going to keep it 4.4 wing. Should be enough downforce for a wet race. So it's just whether we can keep it on track. So let's see what we can do then here in the wet at Sochi. Gotta be careful, gotta watch out for Kimi Raikkonen on the right hand side. The lights went out real quick. I didn't expect them to go out that quick as we try to find some traction. Look, there's just no traction. The Ferraris, both Ferraris, have got past us, and now our teammate in the other Audi has got a run, and I went to go to the inside, but I think there's a car there, and I've hit the wall now. What is going on here? We got a warning for a collision with Bottas. I think that was when I swerved to the inside, but I didn't realise Bottas was there. So, oh my god, look how out wide we are. So we're struggling with the rear downforce here. I'm going to have to drop it down a gear. Right, so whenever I get a good pace, it throws a curveball, so it rains. And now here comes the Mercedes up the inside. We're going backwards at the minute here at Sochi, trying to hold it around the outside. There just isn't any grip out there. God, come on, we've got to get used to these wet conditions quick, or else our teammate and the two Ferraris are going to run away with the podium positions. And look how wide we are there. Come on. Drop it down to 4th. Let's keep on pushing. Right, we should be able to settle into a rhythm now, and hopefully start to reel in. Ricardo isn't that wide. That isn't what you want. That is just what you want at the start of this race. But I'm predicting there's going to be a safety car here. I usually have a safety car around here at Sochi. Gotta be careful as this is a heavy braking zone into the chicane. Gotta be careful not to lock up as we get on the curb a little bit there. Very easy to lock up in wet conditions on this game. We're out wide again on the AstroTurf, which is very slippy. We're struggling to put the power down, and here comes the Merc up the inside. We're double locked up into the chicane. Oh, look how deep we are. Bottas is through, and he's struggling with understeer there as we clip the back of him, and it looks like we might get a run. Can we go up the inside of Bottas into the penultimate corner? Yes, we can. There we go, job done. Back into 4th place, and look how much time me and Bottas battling has lost us to the leaders ahead. Look, 3.5 seconds to our teammate. Right, now we got a bit of a gap to Bottas behind. Now we've got to put our head down, pump in some good lap times, and hopefully, just hopefully, we'll be able to recover here at Sochi. I mean, it's going to be a case of getting to grips with this car in the wet, find out how much grip and cornering speed I can take, and then I should be able to reel in Ricardo, because obviously we do have the pace around here. Just the rain has thrown me at the start of this race. So come around the final corner then. We end in lap number 2, starting lap number 3, and we get the fastest lap of the race. Now we've reeled in Ricardo about a second on that lap, so we've found the pace, but I've just got to watch out because my plan is not to pit in this race. So I'm going to go for the no stop strategy here in the wet. Of course we can do it in the wet. In the dry you have to actually make a pit stop, but in the wet you don't have to. So just looking at the tyre percentage there, we should be able to take these tyres to the end, no problem. So this race we're going to have to manage the tyres. We've got a bit of spare fuel as well to use with the rich mix when the rain lightens up a bit, or we're going to end up start using it on the straight as we get out wide a bit there. So hopefully we can start reeling in Daniel Ricciardo, our teammate in the Audis. We go purple again, so we're starting to really get to grips with this wet racetrack here. Looking at the engine, we're looking okay. The ICE is fine, but then the CE is then probably the next component, which is going to need replacing, but we should be able to replace that next time out. Probably I think it's Spain the next round, so should be okay as we get a bit of a corner cut there, but there's nothing too detrimental. I think a warning was a bit extreme, but Stuart's keeping us on our toes. See, look, we've got 2.3 extra laps of fuel right now, and you can see we're really reeling in Daniel Ricciardo, our teammate, right now. So I want to be able to get a podium at least, and maybe we got plenty of laps, so maybe we can start reeling in the Ferraris. I mean, there's a yellow flag behind us. Don't bring out the safety car now. I'm in a rhythm right now. Let me at least get past Ricciardo before we get a safety car. But saying that, I wouldn't complain about a safety car because it will bring the Ferraris back into play and into our grass. So again, safety car, I don't mind. It's the virtual safety cars I hate. And we go purple again, and I'm going to 50.6 that time round. So I'm going to use rich mix on this straight, and we'll see what we're able to do. See if we can reel him in at the end of the straight and maybe outbrake him. Let's have a go, shall we? We get away with it. He gets away with it. I'm going to keep it in rich mix, see what it does with our traction. If it affects our wheel spin and traction too bad, then I will put it back down to standard until we get on the straights. But for now, it seems okay. Just got to watch out for the AstroTurf there. So let's keep on pushing, and maybe we'll be able to get Ricciardo. I mean, look at this. We go 4/10 quicker through that first sector there. We're really reeling them in now, and we're really pushing. We're the fastest car out on track. Oh. Okay, so our engineer's telling us that we're not too far from slick conditions. So, I wonder if we will change the slick tyres, because at the start of the race, the weather report said it was going to rain the whole race. So we've got a bit of a run on Daniel Ricciardo now. Going to go around the outsides and changing my tyre there. Oh, he's holding it around the outside there. How is he holding it around the outside? Good battle with our teammate. Oh, contact there. Contact with Daniel Ricciardo as we get around the outside. We've lost part of our front wing. That is so annoying. Let's take a replay then of that. We go up the inside and we're on the outside. And either we don't really see it there. Don't really get a good view. So let's see if we can get a better view of that. See if we get a better view of that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know who's at fault there. I don't know who's at fault. Oh, I should have probably gave him more room, but he came out wide a bit. It's just our two. Oh no, it's quite narrow there. You can see quite narrow there. But oh, that's so annoying. Collision from the Audi Red Bulls. You often get that with the Red Bull drivers. You can see there, yeah, there's not a lot he could do, but he did come out really wide, but we just took two different lines. So that is going to really cost us in this race, especially in the wet. So that's not what we want. That's really irritating. So engineers confirm we've got damage to the front wing. I know we've got damage to the front wing. It's just, how is this going to affect us in this race? I mean, do I pit? No, there's no point pitting now. Let's see how the car's going to handle then. So Jeff, shut up. 6 seconds to the Ferraris ahead. Oh my god, this could gift the Ferraris a 1-2. See, I'm understeering. I'm not able to hold as tight a line as I was able to around there. So the front end grip is it's limited right now. Coming around the final corner to end lap number 5 then. 5.7 seconds is the gap to Kimi Räikkönen. It was 4.9 at the last sector split, so we lost a lot in that final sector, which is very downforce heavy. So the engineers just confirmed that Daniel Ricciardo has a problem with his Audi, which is not good. He's slowed right down, look behind, you can see. So that's not good. Hopefully we don't have the same mechanical problem, but it's going to give us a bit of breathing room for now to the cars behind. So, ending lap number 7 then with 5.5 seconds off for Kimi Räikkönen, so we gained 2 tenths overall on that lap. So if we can keep banging in these lap times, hopefully we can start reeling in the Ferraris, but we only have about half of this race left to do it. So we've actually set the fastest lap of the race, and we've reeled Räikkönen, well, the gap to Räikkönen down to 4.7 seconds. So the track must be drying up a little bit, or we're just getting used to this damage. So coming around the final corner, then crossing the line to start lap number 10. We're slowing down a bit and the gap is still 4.7 seconds to Kimi Raikkonen. So the end of this race has been a bit stale. We're struggling with understeer now with the tyres starting to go. I mean, we've got the damage as well, which is really a pain in the ass because we could have been on for the win in this race. Just think if I had that little bit of end plate, I'd be able to push like mad. Like round here, I'm really struggling. I have to give it a massive lift. Drop it down into 6th as well, put it into 4th, come through here, and then it's just so slow on exit as I get out on the wet AstroTurf. Just understeering like mad really. I mean, look what, it's still 4.6 seconds, so the gap is there or thereabouts. So let's see what's going to happen over the next few laps then. So we've actually set a fastest lap of the race there. That has come out of nowhere, so the gap is down to 4.1 seconds. We've got lap 11, lap 12 and lap 13 to go, so 3 laps to go. Can we do it? So let's ride on board for the last half of this final lap then. Let's see what we can do coming into the final few sectors. Oh, look how much wheel spin we are getting. Let's see. Look at the fuel. We're going to watch out for the fuel, but we should have enough to run rich till almost the end of the lap. Oh my god, we've run deep. Oh, we've locked up on the curb and the gap got down to 2.9, but we're not, realistically, we're not going to catch up as look how much wheel spin and look how much lack of grip. So our teammate and me colliding has really cost us the win in this race, to be honest. That inter-team battle there, I did say at the start of the episode, it was heating up. And now it's hit boiling point as we come across the line. Still take a podium, but karma went round, so Daniel Ricciardo did get a mechanical problem and he's all the way down the grid, so we have to see where he is. And obviously I struggled to get the win from pole, so that inter-team battle really did cost the Audi team. But we're on the podium nonetheless. I'll take that podium. It's only the 4th round of the season. Plenty of races left in this season to try and just try and take the championship, defend our title, which obviously we won with Red Bull last year, but now this year's been taken over by Audi. So taking a look at the race results, and you can see Ferrari won 2. We finished in 3rd for Audi, and then Daniel Ricciardo just outside the points. Fernando Alonso in 8th, that's good. And the Sauber Alfa Romeo of Marcus Ericsson managed to pick up a few points there, so that is really good for that team there. So let's take a look at standings now. We shoot up to 4th place. Hamilton shoots up to 5th as well, and Daniel Ricciardo is displaced by him. So we're moving up to 4th in the championship, and Vettel leading the way with 43 points off of him, but we can reel him in. We've got plenty of time left in this season. We're 3rd in the championship for Audi Red Bull, so let's see what we can do over the rest of the season. I'm so excited for the rest of the season, and then I'm absolutely hyped for F1 2018, so really looking forward to doing a career mode on that. So that is going to do it for this episode. What we're going to do before we end off the episode, take a look at the R&D tree and potentially do some upgrades. So you can see we're still 3rd in the R&D tree, but we're leading the way in aero. We are 3rd in the powertrain. We are 3rd in the chassis. So do I carry on improving the aero? We've got 1,000, so we can use it here for the drag, or we could go front downforce, or we can go rear downforce. Well, I want to improve the power, so in order to get the power deployment, we want to improve the rear downforce. So I'm going to go for rear downforce. That should come at Monaco, so that should be pretty helpful. Although at Monaco you want front end more than rear. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are excited for F1 2018, then smash the like button on this video, and I'm doing this series every Sunday, so make sure you do check it out. And as we get close to F1 2018, I'll be doing a few more episodes in the week, so if you guys are excited, remember to subscribe for more. So we will see you in the next one.